Hey guys, thanks for joining. My name is Nicole Scott, and today we're going to be talking about Credit Repair Cloud. So, a lot of people out there who want to start a credit repair business, they find Credit Repair Cloud out there as a software that they would be wanting to use for their business. And that's actually the software that I use for my business. So, today, what we're going to do is go over some tips and tricks for Credit Repair Cloud to help you new agents out there get through it, because I at one point was a new agent as well. And with as many people joining Credit Repair Cloud, I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that could use a little bit of help in addition to what they provide you guys with. So let's get straight to it. My name is Nicole Scott. You can follow me on Instagram at Credit Coach Pros. Visit our website at therealnicolescott.com. You can also follow me on Facebook at The Real Nicole Scott. So I have two separate businesses. A lot of people are like, well, what are you known as? I have Bay Area Wave, DBA Entrepreneurship.fit, which is a coaching and Turo business. And then we have Credit Coach Pros, which is a credit restoration, education, financial literacy, coaching business. So we specialize in business credit and personal credit, and it all starts with your personal credit. So if you haven't started, now is the time. So I just logged into my Credit Repair Cloud. I just wanted to share this with you guys real quick. So this is a quick update from a client that I have been helping. So, you can see that it's gone up a little bit and down a little bit. But before I actually go through this client's file, I want to show you guys how I did this, because I work with a lot of people who work inside Credit Repair Cloud. And one of the biggest struggles that they've had is being able to well, what do I do after I send my first round of letters out, right? That's always the biggest concern, is well, how do I do the letters once? How do I follow up? And it's all about being consistent with Credit Repair Cloud, or credit repair in general. Being consistent. If you continue to work towards the goal, you're going to get there. And that's just the bottom line with anything that you're trying to achieve in life. So what I've done is I'm going to re-import this client's credit profile, so I can kind of show you how the re-import works. So basically, I'm going to go to this dashboard, and you're not going to see this client's name for the purpose of this video, but I've been working with this client for a while now, and they signed up back in June. And as you can see, when they first signed up, they were in the low 500s. And this takes time. Credit repair is not a fast process, especially when you're starting off in the low 500s. Obviously, there was a lot of things that needed to take place for this client's profile to get to where it is today. And today, the last import, it actually did import today, which I was hoping it didn't, but we can always adjust that, was 615, 645, and 599. They started at a 502. So this is up over 100 points. This started at a 507, up over 100 points. And TransUnion's almost up 100 points. So having some good progress. You can always check how many things have been deleted on a client's profile by going to this little status section right here. You'll see deleted. Unfortunately, you can't click on any of these to see exactly what was deleted, but you can view the dispute items, and it'll tell you what has been deleted. If you just click on that, you can go to list view, and you'll see, oh, boom, this was deleted. Boom, this was deleted. So I always try to keep extra track of things. It's just not necessary, especially when you can see all of the deleted items right there. Boom, deleted, deleted. So, and this is late payment status. This is still in dispute. You just got to go based on the situation, but these are all the issues that this particular client has. So that obviously a lot of issues, and we just work at it every month, every 30 to 35 days, we send out dispute letters for clients. Okay. So basically the way that I have my clients structured in Credit Repair Cloud is, we like to have a lot of structure. We like to make sure that we are making sure everybody gets their letters done. And as you can see right here, we have 47 letters. This is just from today, 47 letters that we have to batch print. But this is the status of all of our clients. So the client status is going to be based on when we work on this client's file. So all of our clients that sign up the 1st to the 10th of the month, they are in group A. They are due by the 10th of the month. Every single month, we know that their credit reports are due. We know that their dispute letter rounds are due. Okay, then we have group B, client B. These people have signed up between the 11th and the 20th of the month. We know by the 20th of the month, every single month, all of our client B clients need to be followed up with. They need to be updated. Their credit reports need to be updated. Their dispute letters need to be completed for this month. So it's all very organized. Then we have group C, which are every client that has signed up the 21st of the month through the last day of the month, which could be the 31st. All of those clients are in group C. So we keep them organized by status. Once they complete your program, change their status. You want to stay extremely organized in Credit Repair Cloud, or else you're never going to have success, because every month you have to have a system. You have to have processes. You have to be repetitive. How are you going to be able to keep up with all of your clients? Because right now it's hard for us to keep up with everyone. And to date, we probably have at least 100 active clients. You can always go to your home page and check out how many clients, but as you can see, we're almost at 100. So right now we're at 86 clients. We have 86 clients currently, which is not a lot for me, because we can handle more, but it's a process. You don't want to overextend yourself too quickly, and you want to be realistic, because I do have VAs that help me. And if you are at the point where you're like, hey, I need to hire someone to help me, reach out. We can figure out if hiring a VA would be a good choice for you, or if you just need to automate some tasks because you're just doing too much manual work. Because in a previous video, you'll notice that I went over how to automate your schedule so your clients can be automatically put into Credit Repair Cloud as a lead, so you don't ever have to add a client in here. So these are all the people that have scheduled appointments with me recently, and they've all been put in as a lead. So once I am ready to add them as a client, I can. But if someone wanted to add themselves as a client, or maybe I didn't have time, I have it on my website, where once you go to my website, which is therealnicolescott.com, you can actually see I have a sign up page where someone can actually sign up for credit repair right there on my website. So even if I had them in my system as a lead, they could still go to my website and sign up and put in all of their information, make their payment, all of that good stuff. So it's very nice to be able to have those automations in place. I had a client call me earlier or text me earlier, but I had a full day. And they said, hey, how do I sign up? Okay, great. Go to my website, sign up. Okay, sign up page right here. Makes it that easy. Once someone were to sign up on your website, they'll come over, and then you can fill out the rest of their information that you need to fill out, as far as like what agreement they would be on, and so forth, and so on. So I'll do another video when I have a client that I can show you guys how to kind of move forward with that. But for now, I'm going to go to the client that we were working on and go back there and just kind of do some updates for that particular client, since there have been some things that have happened since the last time that we imported the credit report. So let's go ahead and click one-click import in Audit. That's going to allow you to re-import the credit report from your credit monitoring company. Now, keep in mind, this particular client is with Smart Credit. You cannot go back and forth. Once you have selected a particular provider, you must stick with that provider, or you will need to add the client all over again. Okay. So you'll have to make this account inactive and then add her in again under Identity IQ or another supported provider, which Credit Repair Cloud only supports Smart Credit, Identity IQ. I think there's like a couple others that are supported, but in my opinion, Smart Credit is by far the best, and I highly recommend them. So if you haven't signed up to be an affiliate with Smart Credit yet, please get with me so I can get you over to my connections at Smart Credit and get you signed up today. They are the highest paid out affiliate marketing company for credit reports in the industry at this point. And you can even sign up to get co-branded with them and earn up to $15 per client per month for credit reports. So it's a great way to, help your clients and also earn some affiliate marketing. It is a Vantage 3.0 scoring model, but, as long as you understand the data points and understand what the data, how to read the data, the credit score is not the issue. We can get anyone to the right credit score. They could still get declined with a 700 credit score. We are focused on the data right now. Okay. So anywho, this is where you would, find their information. And again, you can't switch them back and forth, but that's where that information. And I also highly recommend that if you are taking down credentials for any of your clients, that you put it in the notes, because you can only enter one monitoring access under, this particular section. So anytime I have communication with any client, I put it in the internal notes. Anytime we send an update to a client, we put it in the internal notes. Anytime we do anything for a client, we put notes in the internal notes. You can always attach, you can also attach different reports and things like that. So let's go ahead and click new import. So we're going to re-import the credit report. And do keep in mind, when you are importing a credit report for a client, you do have to go to Smart Credit and update the credit report. So you would need to go to the Smart Credit, log in as the client, and refresh the credit report. So I already did this for the client today, but and sometimes clients do this, but I just want to show you guys, just so you have an understanding. We're going to blank out the client's information, but I just want to give you an idea. This is how you would log into Smart Credit, and then you would go to the reports, 3B reports and scores, and it'll actually tell you if you have an update available or when your report was as of. So I always switch to classic view because it's just easier to read. But you can see right here, there it was just updated today. So if you did have a report available for your subscription, it would say that you have one available refresh report, and then you would need to actually click that refresh button in order for the credit report to update. Okay, but we've already done that, so we're going to go ahead and re-import the credit report. Okay, so what happens now is it's saying there's no new report available. Do you still want to do the same report? This is basically the same report that I uploaded earlier. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit re-import credit report, because there's not a new credit report. It's the same credit report. And I'm just doing this as an example. Sometimes if there is an error, that's where you're going to see the error code. I used to get a lot of error codes with Identity IQ, and that's one of the reasons why I stopped using them, because you do have to have the last 4 digits of their social security number to access their Identity IQ. Versus Smart Credit, you just need their email and their password. So it's a lot easier. So this is where you would get all the updates. Like I said, this report was actually updated earlier. So this is just giving you an example of what would happen. So then you would see all of the deleted items, everything that was added, if what credit score changes happened. I obviously just uploaded it earlier today, so it just says that here. And then you would download it. I'm not going to download it because this is just an example. But you would then continue to your credit report preview page. And that's where we'll go through and tag all of the credit reports information that is needed. Now, when I do get these re-import summaries, what I do is I click download so I can upload this report to the client's internal notes, and I can also email it to the client directly through the portal in Credit Repair Cloud, so they know what changes are taking place with their credit. We try to do less phone calls as possible. Everything's communicated through the portal or via text or via email, because the less phone calls that we have to get on, the better. Everything now is pretty much digital once you automate your business. So we're going to go ahead and click continue to credit report. And, if you have any information that is inaccurate in regards to like personal information, all you have to do is just click on that personal information. These information is going to be blurred out for the sake of the safety of this video, but you would just click on whatever information is listed in the personal profile to show you that you want to dispute that information. Okay. So this is kind of like the credit summary. Their credit inquiries would be right here. This particular client doesn't have any inquiries right now because we actually got them all off. But we'll go through the account history. You can click show more details to get, the details of the account history. You just hit show more details. So right now we have an issue with this particular account. So as you see, this balance owed is 0, but we are disputing the account because we don't want the account even on our credit report. So we've already disputed it. It has come back as verified, and there's so many different reasons that you can use. I like to use the unknown. The word unknown is a very popular word and, powerful word. You can say inaccurate information reported. You can say unverified data, inaccurate information reported. You can say misleading, false, reported, unverified, inaccurate. I'm going to say that because there's different information across the bureaus. The high balances off the data last activity could be considered wrong. There's only one accurate answer. The date reported is, might not have any bearing on getting a deletion, but this says paid, this says paid, this says derogatory. So that's definitely a problem, and Equifax should remove that. So what we can actually do is take a screenshot of this information and put it in a notepad so we can send it as proof to the credit bureaus. So let's go ahead and do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a screenshot, boom, and I'm going to open Microsoft Word, and I'm just going to paste this information into Microsoft Word, and these are going to be my exhibits. So whenever you go to court, you need to have exhibits. Whenever you're dealing with the credit bureau, you need to have exhibits. These are your proof documents, okay? And then I will print these out, attach them with the letters, and also upload them to the client's files in the internal notes. So I'm going to go ahead and save this, and I'm going to do for the client proof, and then I'm going to put today's date. Today is December 13th, 2021 is the date that I'm recording this video. So obviously things are always changing with credit and, the way that software works. But at this time, this is what works best. So now we can come down here and, you can even go as far as like taking a screenshot. Like I just use this little Snip Pro one, right? It's a free screenshot app. And once I actually, let me try that one more time. Once you take a screenshot or once you select, you can actually use some of these tools up here to like draw an arrow, right? So what I'm going to do is like, this is derogatory, this is paid, right? You can like circle things that would not be right. We can say this. Okay, so something like that. Then you would copy it, and then you can come over here and paste it into your WordPad where this is all of your exhibits. So, and I always put it like right up here where I could just put the client name and then exhibit A. Okay. So that way you have your proof documents. So I'm just going to put misleading, false information, delete immediately, and confirm in writing. That's one of my favorite ones, is delete immediately and confirm in writing, because I want them to confirm with me in writing that it is off of there. Okay, so here's another one. This is the late payment. This was late payment status. So what we're doing is basically saying the late payment status is wrong. I have never been late under this account under the CARES Act. So that's one way you could do it if the late payment was actually during COVID. Another way that you could just do it is just saying late payment status incorrect. Please, you can just say update payment status to paid / current, see proof, or never late. Let's do, please update status to paid as agreed. You can say something as simple as that, right? You don't have to get into detail. You just have to be consistent, and you have to dispute this with Nordstrom's and the credit bureau. So it's not reporting to Equifax any longer, but it is reporting to Experian and TransUnion. So we want to dispute it with Experian, TransUnion, and Nordy's. This is another one with Kohl's Capital One. You can see it's not on Equifax. Equifax is typically the easiest one to get off, and then you have to deal with the others. So this is, again, late payment status. We used this late payment status last time. Clearly it did not work. So it's always good to change things up a little bit to something that they, can say, oh, well, this is a different letter. I have no late payments on this account. I am paying this account as agreed. You could put that. Let's see, misleading, false information, unverified, inaccurate. Yeah, but we want to just put please. Let's say, and it's always a good idea to put all custom reasons in here. You don't ever want to use the reasons that Credit Repair Cloud is using. So you could just put late payment status incorrect, please. Update to paid as agreed. That's very simple, direct, and to the point. Same with Macy's, late payment status. You could put date last payment active is wrong. You could put anything really, but for this particular one, we want to put late payment status is inaccurate, is incorrect. Please update to paid as agreed. And then same thing with this one, we can just change it up to late payment status inaccurate. Please update to paid as agreed. There, whenever you're looking at these accounts, just because they're in white doesn't mean that they're not affecting your client. Always show more detail. Look at the credit utilization. Make sure that the credit cards are not affecting the client in a negative manner. So here's another one. And of course, late payments are the hardest thing to get removed, but you do have to dispute them with both the credit bureau and the creditor reporting it, and see if they'll do a goodwill or see if they'll remove it based on them just not being able to prove it. Here's another one. Please delete all late payments. All payments were made on time. So you can say that as well. Anything to get the point across where it sounds like it's genuine. It sounds like it's coming from you. Okay, so here's another one. This is very popular with a lot of student loans, Navient. So this is only left on TransUnion, and Navient is reporting 90 days late 15 times. And they're also reporting that the current payment status is 120 days late. And I've already talked to my client about this, and we're both very upset that they allowed this to happen, even when it should not have happened, because they still should be under forbearance. So what we're going to do is put that late payment status is wrong. I have never been late on this account under the CARES Act. And we're just going to put please update status to paid as agreed. You can also say never late. How can I be 90 days late when I was never 30 or 60 days late? Okay, that's definitely a good one. I've used it before and it has worked. Here's another one, same situation, Navient's. This one is currently showing 120 days late and is saying 90 days 15 times. Well, how can you be 90 days late when you've never been 60 or 30? So here's another one with Navient where they're reporting inaccurate information. And honestly, what I will do for this particular client is actually take screenshots of this as well. So only TransUnion is reporting this data, and I'm going to make it a point to point that out. Okay, so take a picture of that. I'll put it over here. I haven't done a credit repair cloud video in a while, so I wanted to give you guys some good sauce to be able to use, especially for my fellow credit repair people out there. So if you haven't by now, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Make sure that you liked it, you commented, show me some love. Let me know if you have any questions. If you are lost, schedule a call with me, get a coaching package, go to our website, therealnicolescott.com, get you a coaching package, get with me so you can get some clarity. So back to this. This is another one. So we've already taken a screenshot of that. Let's take a screenshot of this, because screenshots are definitely a good way to show proof. And that's why I always tell my clients they have to keep credit monitoring, because it is essential that we follow up and make sure that, we can use this as proof. And, it's very important that we're able to do that. And while we are, most of us are trying to help save our clients money, it's imperative that when you have a client that you're doing credit repair for, that they pay for credit monitoring. So I just want to be clear on that. It is necessary and very much required. So those are done. So let's go back to this one, the Navient here. Again, this one says current, this says 90, this says late 90s. So how can you be 90 when you've never been 30, you've never been 60? Super frustrating that Navient does this stupid crap, but they do. And now it's our job to point out the fact that she is current. She is not late. So let's go ahead and take a screenshot of that. And typically, for me, I only really dispute like one reason at a time, because if for some reason they don't delete it because of that reason, you always have backup ammunition that you can use. So if I had noticed that there's like 5 things wrong, I might point all those things out, but I'm definitely not going to like pinpoint each one, because I can use those in different dispute letters, because it's all about being consistent. You have to stay consistent. So with this one, I'm going to actually get a step further, because I'm going to say that this is unverified data, inaccurate information. And you can even say, how can I be 120 days late when I have never been 30, 60, or 90 days late? Please delete this incorrect data. Something as easy as that. Let's see here. For this one, I'm just going to kind of keep it simple. Please remove inaccurate reported late payments, update to paid as agreed. That's pretty simple. So here's another one with Navient. And this one says current, this one says 90 days late. So there again is another screenshot that I need. So make sure when you do get the screenshot that you are taking a picture of all 3 of the bureaus up here, so you can show them who's reporting it. So this says late, this says current, and this says late. Okay, so I'm just going to click on the little arrow here and just move it over a little bit. So there, take a copy of that, go put it on my Microsoft Word file here. I use Microsoft Word for a lot and staying organized. Okay, so we've done that. Now we've got one of the last ones here. And this has been closed out by the client since, but it still is reporting as 30 days late. I'm actually not going to do a screenshot of this one. I'm just going to dispute it and just put inaccurate information reported. Please update status to paid as agreed. You can put something like, I've never been late on this account. So as you can see, late payments obviously are hurting this client the most out of everything. We've gotten a lot of things deleted in the past 6 months, but we're still, working on these late payments, which are going to affect someone the most, because late payments are 35% of your credit score, and because they're the hardest thing to get removed. So let's see, please, late payment status incorrect. Please update. Please remove inaccurate report of late payments. Update to paid as agreed. That's good enough. Okay, so we want to save our work and we want to continue to the wizard. Or if you wanted to save your work and continue to show all the dispute items, you can do that as well. However you want to go. I always do save my work and continue to the wizard, because that's going to allow us to get over to where we need to create our dispute letters. So now, round 2. We always start with round 2. Who's it going to? The credit bureau or the creditor? We're going to send it to both, okay? Both, but one at a time. So first, we don't ever want to add more than like 5 items per letter, okay? So 1, 2, oops. So we can group all the same categories together. So these are all late payments, so we can group them together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, I'm going to keep Navient separate because they're a separate beast. Okay, so we got our little 5 here, and we'll hit continue. These are all late payments, so we can use a late payment letter. These are going to be my letter library. I use custom letters for my letter library. Credit bureau letters. These is going to be where you can find your letters. I always put A1 for all my letters that I upload. You can see I use like pretty much some of the same letters. I got a prove it letter. I got my, same letters that I typically use. I use some other ones, but typically all the A1s. So I'm going to go ahead and put late payment status. This is my late payment status update to paid as agreed letter. Once you hit next, it'll process the letter and create the letter for Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. As you can see right here, it puts it all out there. So now I'm just going to have to save it and put late payment. And this is round 3 because I've already done several rounds for this client. Late payment, save all 3 letters. Hit the back button, exit out of, actually, no, we're not going to exit out of, we're actually going to create letters for the creditor. So click on creditor, choose from the creditor letters, select a, let's see, request removal of incorrect information. Let's actually, Goodwill. Let's do removal of incorrect info. Okay. And as you can see, it will create letters for all of these different creditors, but I actually don't really like this. I don't really like this one that well. So I'm going to go ahead and leave, and you can always change the letter. Don't feel like you have to keep it. Just hit the back button. But let's go ahead and do the updater creditor one. This one will probably work better. So I've already saved this letter in there. I just want to make sure all my addresses are in here, which they are. So if you don't have addresses, what I've done is like, if you hit Kohl's Capital One, you can use Google and just hit dispute letter address, and just do that for all of your different places that you're trying to find to send a dispute letter, and a bunch of stuff will come up, right? So right here, write us through our servicer, Kohl's. Okay, you could do that, which is probably where I got that address. Contact us. Those are always a good ways to send letters. You can look up different corporate email addresses and send emails to people that would be in charge of Kohl's. You can find corporate email addresses. There's a website that I used to use that was called Elliot email. What is it called? Elliot, the Elliot community. Elliot Advocacy. That's the website. So this is company. If you go to elliot.org, you can go to company contacts and you can find a lot of like email addresses for people that are in charge of places. I'm not sure if they would have every place on here, but it's a great way for you to write the CEO of the company and ask them for like a goodwill adjustment, things that would be affecting you on your consumer credit report. So that's another way to find the addresses to get it done faster. But in this case, I'm doing it for a client, so we're sending it out. But these are the addresses that we have found online that have best, fit for the situation. Unless your client has an address that the person has provided them, you can always use that. So I'm going to hit save and I'm going to put late payments. And then I'll save it under late and I'll save all 6 letters. I'm gonna hit the back button. Now we can exit out of all of these because we've sent dispute letters for all of them. Okay, I'm gonna exit out of this. Now we're ready to do some more letters. So I'm going to hit credit bureau because that's where the letters are going to. I'm going to hit previously saved pending items so I can go in and select some of the more of the items that we need to dispute. So Navient, I'm going to attack Navient now and get them a letter. Sometimes I only send like 1 letter per item. So we're going to do one to the credit bureau, which we're going to do the prove it letter. And then what we could do is over here, please, and you can do this in all caps, like just get their attention, right? Computer can't read this. Please see attached proof, and then do stuff that will like stand out so the computer system doesn't understand it. And then what I do is I just take that and copy it over here. You always want to make sure it didn't like take it away from here because it does that. See, it just took it away. So you got to repaste it in there a lot of times when you copy it out of there. And then go into here. And if you don't know your USC codes, definitely get my FCRA book on my website, which is therealnicolescott.com. I have an ebook on there that goes over the FCRA and some of the USC codes that help get things removed off your credit profile. I'm going to go ahead and hit save letters. And these are for, I just kind of abbreviate things so it takes me less time because shortcuts are definitely help save time. So late payment, so does automation. So that's what I'm all about, saving time and working smarter, not harder. And now we're going to hit that back button and we're going to send this to the creditor, which is Navient. Go to creditor letters, go to, we can take all that out and we'll just say, due to the COVID forbearance program regulations, it states that no late payments are to be reported to the Financial Credit Bureau during the time of COVID's forbearance period. I have listed the late payments on my credit report and want them removed because I am a victim of COVID and legally you should have not put them there. Okay, so it just kind of like list out everything here. And then we don't have to put all of this. We're going to save this, make sure the address is up there, which I have already saved. You can add addresses to the creditor furnisher section up here in Credit Repair Cloud. So that way, when you do have addresses, they're already saved because they're not just saved in here. You have to save them in here. And we've done a lot of work with a lot of these companies in the past. So they're in here, late payment. I also have people like that have worked for me in the past, and they put addresses in here when they find them. So when you have a VA, that's one thing that you can instruct them to do. So now those letters are done. We're just going to exit out of there, and we're going to go back to our credit bureau, round 2, of course, credit bureau, previously saved items. All of the things in red are what you need to dispute. Keep in mind, you might need to dispute inquiries again, which are going to be listed under dispute, but you will need to reinitiate the dispute if they have not been deleted and they're still listed, but you are not able to like reselect them. Okay. So if they say in dispute and they're an inquiry, go ahead and select it. But in this client's case, she doesn't have any. We're just focusing on like the late payments. So here's another one for another, creditor, which we're going to just add that creditor by itself, because sometimes we have more luck when we just do singled out situations. So this is for a credit bureau, and we're going to use our late payment. We're going to actually do the dispute after investigation, the prove it letter. That's a good letter to use. But again, this is a custom letter that I've used. So it's not something that's already in Credit Repair Cloud. So we're going to say prove it. And this is going to be for round 3, late payment, and save. Okay. Now we're going to hit the back button, and we're going to send this to the creditor who reported it. We're going to select creditor. We're going to select creditor letters. We're going to select one of our creditor letters. And in this case, you can just put, let's put a goodwill letter. Okay. You could do a goodwill letter. Sometimes they work. Just read through it, make sure it makes sense. Okay. Cause this is, most of my letters are automated. So this is good. We got the address up here. It's a good will letter. So we're just going to put San Diego goodwill. And sometimes you have to send it more than once. We've already sent one out, but being consistent, that's what clients pay you for. That's what we do. Okay. Because when you stop being consistent, that's when you stop getting results. So you have to continue to try. Okay. So now that's done. We're going to exit out of there, and we're going to go select some more things. We're going to hit credit bureau, previously saved items. Look for some more red items. That means that they have not been disputed. So we want to dispute everything on everyone's credit profile every single month. Okay. I don't want to just do 5 things per month. No, it's going to take someone forever to do that. If that's the nature of your business, go right ahead. But people are going to complain because they're not going to see results fast enough. That's what the larger credit repair companies do, like Lexington Law and all those other big named creditrepair.com, all those places like that. That's what they do. So they limit the amount of items that they dispute on a monthly basis so they can continue to get you to be a paying customer long-term. My goal is long-term success, but this stuff takes so much time that we have to start doing everything every single month from the beginning. So Wells Fargo, that's misleading. So we can actually put that with, this personal information was just for purposes of training, but that's actually not correct. It actually is correct. I'm sorry. So we do not have to correct that or write a letter on that. So the only thing that we have left is just this particular situation, which was from an old Wells Fargo account that has been paid off, but we still want to get it removed off the credit because it is showing as basically like a paid account that was in collections. So what we're going to do is going to hit credit bureau letter, and we're just going to hit the prove it button, prove it letter. And basically what we're saying is that we want them to delete it because it's inaccurate information. And we're going to hit prove it, and then we're going to put Wells Fargo Bank, WFB. That's a Wells Fargo bank. And then we'll put, you could put, whatever you want, verification letter, that's fine. Back, and then we're going to send it to the creditor as well. And this one is, we're just going to request removal of incorrect information. And then you don't have to put a date, but you can also like put a, if you know how to adjust your letters, you could put the little code for the dates in there so the date will automatically populate. What I do is just kind of I leave it very vague so it could leave a room for, everyone, includes everyone. I received a copy of my credit report, my credit history report. That report contained incorrect information reported by you. I contacted the credit bureau, and you can just put that in there, to request deletion of this incorrect data and from my credit report history, but they refuse. They insist that your company claims this information to be accurately reported. This is not true. And here is the correct information. Misleading, false reporting, unverified, inaccurate. And then we can just put account info for blah, 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 account number this, right? Please delete immediately and confirm in writing. Okay, please see exhibit A, because that's our proof. Save. Basically what we're doing is challenging everyone to give us the proof. By law, they shouldn't even be reporting some of this information. So, just stay consistent. I know it can be frustrating. It doesn't always happen as soon as we'd like it to, but I promise it will happen. Just stay consistent. So now we've done everything for this particular client. All of their information has been disputed. So now this client's information is all completed, and you'll see all of the letters in your letter box up here. This is your batch print option. So up top, you have all of your leads. You have DMs that clients can send you. You also have your notifications, tasks, and events. I typically do not use that because we're so organized, but this is the batch print where you can actually print all of your letters. So a lot of you automate the letters, but I have actually tried that and it wasn't the best option, because what the credit bureaus do is they know that it's coming from a credit repair company because the letters are not printed. So you have two options. Either you can send the letters for your client to print out and mail out, so it comes from their address, which the credit bureaus look for. They want to make sure that it's coming from the client, or you can print them out and mail them on behalf of your client. But I highly recommend, to save time, is you just print these letters to a large PDF file and send them to your client. All of their proof documents are attached to the letter. So all your client would have to do is print out everything and mail it out, because it has all the addresses on there. If your client is paying you to do that, then you would have to associate the cost of postage if they want certified mail. I don't use certified mail because personally, I think it's a waste of money. I try to save money and try to save my clients money anywhere I can. And I never noticed a difference sending big regular stamp snail mail versus a certified mail. The only time that I would recommend certified mail is when you plan to sue the credit bureau. If you plan to sue the credit bureau and you need to keep that paper trail, then of course you're going to need to send certified. You can do certified online, but of course, that's a whole nother step that you would need to take, and it's going to take a lot more of your time. So if you're not planning to sue the bureau and your client's not planning to sue the bureau, it's pretty much, just another expense, another step, and a whole nother thing that you would have to do. So I would just advise, hey, if you want to, you can send it certified. Me personally, I haven't noticed a huge difference, but if you send an FTC report, and you can also send a truth affidavit along with the letters as additional proof. A truth affidavit is just something saying, hey, I'm telling the truth. This is incorrect, or this is unknown, or this is a fraud, or whatever the case may be. There's so many different situations out there. I come across a lot of people who have been a victim of fraud and genuinely don't know where a lot of accounts have come from. And someone, apparently has used their information in the past to obtain different credit accounts. So in that situation, those clients will need an FTC report filed, and if they provide you with the authority to file that on behalf of them, then you can do that. You would just need to get a power of attorney from them, a limited power of attorney to repair their credit. So that way you can keep that on file and you can keep that into your client's notes. So if you wanted to add anything to your client notes, let's just use the client that we've been working on as an example. So we're gonna, obviously you can't see the client's name, but you can kind of see the process. I'm gonna find my client and I'm gonna go over into the internal notes, and you'll see that we have a lot of other internal notes here. So I'll just put on here updated credit. Let's see, did new dispute letters. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to print all this stuff out. So I'm going to hit print and I'm going to save this as a PDF. And then I'm going to choose a file. I'm going to upload that PDF right here. Okay, we got to resave it as a PDF. So let's save as. You want to always do save as. You want to change the file format to PDF and export. Now we should be good. Okay, now you see it here. And now you can save notes. Attached proof docs sent with latest dispute letters. If you have other, I guess you can say, if you have other accounts or other information, you can always add that as well. Make sure that you always download the re-import summary, because if you re-import it and then import it again, you're going to have basically no updates to send your clients. So we saved the first one. I just have to go back and find where we saved it to. But for the purpose of this video, we'll just go ahead and hit save note. So at least we have the client proof and, just some notes that we've worked on this client's file. And then say, for example, you did want to send your client an update as far as like the re-imported credit report, you would just go ahead and do that directly through the message portal. So I go to the message portal and I can send my client different messages. You can select the title, and then you can actually manage quick notes over here. So you can upload different notes in here or hit the back button and you can select what you have. So right here we have our client update. This is current, right? So we just put in here, hello customer, hope all is well. We've reviewed your most recent report, blah, 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 blah. Just give them all of the information that we like to give our clients. Attach the file right here. So you just attach that and send it over to the client. So that's how you would update a client's report once you have initially set them up, and maybe you needed a different round to help them meet their goals. So let's go ahead and search for the client, and I'm just going to kind of show you how it looks. So now you can see all of the clients' different credit scores from when they started until now. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months that they've been with us, and their credit score has gone up about 100 points, which is awesome because that's our goal. This client started with us at a very low. They have not purchased any trade lines. They have not fast tracked their way to a successful credit score other than hardcore credit repair. So, that says a lot. We've gotten quite a few things deleted, 22 things deleted off of Equifax, 7 off Experian, and 6 off of TransUnion. Not to mention that we've helped this client clean up debt. So if you wanted to view all of the client's letters that you've ever sent on behalf of a client, you can do so right here. You can also upload different documents in the document storage, which is right here. This is something where it says client saved reports. So that's another really cool option here because say, for example, like right here, I'm going to click download, right? This is the 2 from today. We were just talking about this. So this is actually the credit report, right? It's not that easy to read, even for myself. So this is not something that I ever send to a client, but rather if they wanted to, they can log into Smart Credit, view classic view, and it's a lot easier. But this is the data that was actually uploaded. And then you can actually go into import and audit, and you can actually go over, if you're ever having issues, they often have like videos in Credit Repair Cloud, like their help is right here. they're having problems. They often have videos, but you can go over to like the simple audit right here. So this is where you import the credit report, and this is where you go over to the simple audit. So you can generate another audit for them, like the re-import audit. I use this from a template, and you can just generate a simple audit for this client. Now, boom, now we have a new audit generated for this client based on the latest data that we have for from the credit report. And you can actually email it to the client. So now I just hit emailed, and I emailed this credit audit to the client. So it just tells them what they have left that we're working on, which is basically a bunch of late payments. There's no inquiries. We've gotten all the inquiries. We've gotten all the like collections, all that kind of stuff is pretty much off. We only have late payments left. And when this client originally signed up, they signed up for a year package. So we're going to continue to work on their file for another 5 months. And hopefully we can get some more of these late payments corrected. The only other account that we're looking to delete is this Wells Fargo one, even though we've already settled the account. So it is reporting as a zero balance due. And it will say that basically that, you know, it was a derogatory collection or charge off, unpaid, reported as loss, but then it was settled for less than the balance due. So we actually settled on this one, and I helped the client do that for significantly less than what they originally wanted to charge the client. So here's another thing that you want to tell clients is, you know, the credit card utilization is affecting them. Obviously, these credit cards are not reporting to Equifax, but their credit card utilization is a big reason why their credit score is what it is. We want to keep our credit utilization below 10%. Preferably between 2 and 6%, especially while we're in the rebuilding phase. But this is just way too high. So that is affecting the overall score. But this report is very good, especially for people that actually read it. Not many people read, but for those clients that do read, bless their heart, right? So that's pretty much it. All that I really wanted to go over with for you guys today. But, you know, I hope that you found some value. Make sure that you have, you know, left me a comment. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know how I can better assist you in your journey in helping you start your credit repair business, because it's not always the easiest, but it is a very rewarding position to be in. You have financial freedom. You're able to help people, and your success is a direct reflection on the amount of people that you are able to successfully help, which means the world to us, right? So until next time, guys, my name is Nicole Scott. I appreciate you tuning in, and make sure that you've liked, subscribed, and followed me on all social media platforms. Take care.